East Point, Michigan, a quiet suburb northeast of Detroit, until July 10th, 2025, when a routine morning shift took a fatal turn. Today, we unravel the twisted story of Afeni Badu Muhammad, who would come to call herself Risen Phoenix. It all started with a simple workplace argument, the kind of heated disagreement that happens in offices and restaurants every single day. A personality clash, a fight over a schedule, a moment of tension that's usually forgotten by the next shift. But for 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad, this wasn't going to end with an HR complaint or a quiet resolution. It was going to end in bloodshed. This video is protected by fair use. Please enjoy.
Straight out of swamp where the pain don't sleep, digging through the truth where the crime runs deep. From the bottom to the top, let the facts all spray. Welcome to the grind, this crime they eat way. The streets don't lie, they scream my name.
Police would first be called to a scene of unbelievable violence inside a busy McDonald's in East Point, Michigan. But as they dug deeper, the evidence they found would paint a chilling picture, not of a random outburst, but of calculated, twisted revenge. The real question was, what could have possibly happened in that restaurant to push a disgruntled employee to become a ruthless killer? And how did a fight over being sent home from work escalate into what prosecutors are calling premeditated murder?
With an update to a breaking story we have been following the last few hours out of East Point, where police say an employee stabbing her own manager to death. This all happening inside a McDonald's on 9 Mile. That's where we find Fox 2's Camille Amiri joining us with the latest. Camille, a lot coming out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. We just spoke with the victim's daughter, who is absolutely beside herself. You're going to be hearing from her later today on our newscast, Fox 2 News at 5 o'clock. But first of all, let's break down what happened. And I think you've got some video that you can show. This was around 8 o'clock this morning here at the McDonald's in East Point on 9 Mile. There was some sort of verbal altercation between this manager and an employee who, incidentally, the daughter says they were friends, that they were friendly. The employee goes home, according to police, gets a knife, comes back, stabs the manager. We've learned her name is Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, 6 children, a single mom, working here for 15 years, stabs her to death. And then somebody in the drive-thru, this is happening in the area of where the employees are working in the drive-thru section of the fast food restaurant. Somebody going through the drive-thru, a CPL holder, sees everything happen. He shoots his gun in the air to try to stop everything. Unfortunately, he is not successful in doing so. But as the suspect is running out of the McDonald's, the police say that the man with the gun actually ran after her and held her at gunpoint until police arrived. She was arrested. Unfortunately, Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, died once she arrived at a hospital, multiple stab wounds. We did talk to an employee. Here's what she had to say about this horrible tragedy.
She left for 5 minutes. She came back with a mask on her face. And the only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her. And she started stabbing her, and I ran for help and basically asking everybody, like, help or whatever. I tried to stop her. It was no stopping her. She stabbed her everywhere.
Just an absolutely horrible, horrible situation. Again, coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, you'll be hearing from Jennifer Harris's oldest daughter. The family, these kids are ages 5 to 20, 6 children altogether. They were here earlier, just moments ago, absolutely beside themselves, really not understanding any of this and why this happened. They said that their mom, they called her, everyone's nickname for her was Jamma, that she got along with everybody. She always had a smile on her face, and that the suspect, they said, was always friendly to the children and giving them stickers and always laughing and smiling with them. So the family is having an incredibly hard time processing this. Of course, we're going to continue to follow the story, but that is the latest going on right now. Of course, that suspect in custody, also a female, 26 years old.
Jennifer Harris was a 39-year-old mother of 6 and a veteran at McDonald's, where she'd worked for 15 years. By all accounts, she was a dedicated manager dealing with the daily pressures of the fast food world. One of the employees she managed was 26-year-old Afeni Badu Muhammad. Their relationship, like a lot of manager-employee dynamics, had its friction. But in the days leading up to July 10th, 2025, that friction was about to catch fire. Just 2 days before the attack, Afeni Muhammad went to social media to broadcast her anger. Posting under a username police later identified as Risen Phoenix, she uploaded video rants to Instagram. In the clips, wearing her McDonald's hat, she accused an unnamed manager, believed to be Jennifer Harris, of being a bully and showing her no respect. Her anger was obvious as she spoke into her camera. In one video, she said, "She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and has children, it doesn't mean she can come in this store disrespecting people and acting like everyone is beneath her. She has no respect." She complained about being sent home early 2 days in a row, something she saw as a direct attack on her money and a sign of total disrespect. "I got shot, I got to take care of, and she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny," Muhammad said. "She's playing games." While she never made an explicit threat of violence, the posts were a clear window into her growing rage and her feeling of being wronged. Prosecutors would later point to these rants not as simple complaints, but as the foundation of a motive, the first documented proof of a grudge that would fester into a deadly plan. On the morning of July 10th, the tension finally snapped. Another argument broke out between Muhammad and Harris. The exact details are still a bit murky, but the outcome was the same. Harris sent Muhammad home early. For Muhammad, this was the final straw. But this time, she wasn't just going to go home and vent online. This time, her anger was about to turn into a concrete and devastating plan. The evidence is piled high: the social media rants, the weapon, the disguise, the alleged confession, and the prior conviction. But in a court of law, a person is innocent until proven guilty. Before we dive into the legal battle and the very strange turn this case took in the courtroom, if you're finding this story as compelling as we are, please hit that like button and subscribe for more true crime breakdowns.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Crime the E-Way for more stories like these.